If you take what I'm going to share with you in this video and actually put it into practice, you will save yourself hundreds of dollars, hundreds of hours, and you will fast track yourself to confident musical expression. And no, I'm not joking. This isn't an empty promise. What we're going to talk about in today's video is going to help you get a higher level of accuracy, hand coordination, dynamics, pedaling, and literally every other thing that you need to master musicality. Now, when I share this secret with you, I bet that you are going to be tempted to turn the video off. And I totally get it. After working with thousands of adult piano players, I can tell you that when it comes to this secret that we're going to be talking about in today's video, most piano players need to be convinced. And so just for fun, we're gonna start things a little bit differently today. I'm gonna actually show you 2 clips to see if you can guess what this secret is. So this first clip is of Tom. He's a member of my Casual to Confident Piano Player program. And this is a clip of him when he first joined the program. And he's doing a great job, but you'll be able to hear that there's some wrong notes, there's pauses in his playing, and a little bit of an overall sense of frantic energy or disorganization. He makes it through, but it kind of sounds like things are hanging on by a thread. Give it a listen real quick. Now here's Tom after he implemented the secret. Take notice of how everything is more organized, clear, and clean. There are literally no wrong notes in this clip, and he plays with so much more control and musicality. Let me tell you what the secret is. It's something that Tom committed to even though it felt impossible for him. It's counting out loud with the metronome. And yes, I know, don't turn the video off. You were able to see and hear how big of a difference this made in Tom's playing, and I want to show you exactly how to do the same thing for yourself. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how powerful this is and exactly how to implement it into your practice. Hey piano people, I'm Ashley. Welcome to Ashley, a music studio where you learn how to practice smarter, not harder. Let's dive in. Think of counting out loud with the metronome like the tracks that keep a train going steadily in the correct direction. Just like the train needs those tracks to know where it's going and to be able to follow, you need counting out loud with the metronome to move forward smoothly with your playing. The train tracks, or counting out loud with the metronome, holds your entire performance together, making it possible to add all of the layers of expression without losing control. The metronome is an external pulse. So when the metronome is clicking along, it is externally creating a pulse. It's creating those train tracks, that structure that you need. But when you count out loud, you are bringing that external structure inside, and you are helping yourself develop the ability to create that structure for yourself. So when you use the metronome externally and count out loud, it helps you bridge the gap between the two. You're laying down those train tracks that make your playing confident, controlled, and musical. So if counting out loud with the metronome sounds impossible, don't be intimidated. It's actually very, very simple to get started when you know how to practice it. It's a learnable skill. Part of the reason it's often overlooked is that people assume that rhythm is inherent. It's either something that you possess or you don't. But this isn't true. It's something that you can develop. So if you've struggled with rhythm in the past, it's not because you lack some sort of special or inherent ability. It's because it's likely that nobody's ever showed you how to practice it. So let's fix that. Step 1, you're going to practice counting out loud without clapping, without trying to play anything. This helps you connect with this steady beat without any distractions. You start to develop the very basic skill of listening to the external rhythm and tuning in to your internal sense of rhythm. Now you can practice doing this with a variety of different time signatures and at a variety of different speeds. The important thing is that you're doing it with the metronome and you're actually saying the numbers out loud. So let's start by counting to 4, and you can follow along with me. We're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds simple, but as soon as we turn the metronome on, it's going to get a little more complicated. And if you mess up, that's okay. Just get back on with me when you can. We're going to do this for a few seconds together. Okay, so this is our speed. We're just going to tune in, listen for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can watch your metronome or the light flashing on your metronome as you do this. That will be helpful. And when you are counting, you want to make sure you're counting exactly with the metronome, not before, not after, exactly with the metronome. And you might just do this for a couple minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also want you to notice that my voice is strong and almost drill sergeant-like, right? I'm not counting like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm being very clear, very directive, and I'm really taking charge of that pulse. And I'm really clearly communicating with myself so that I can develop that internal pulse. Now, obviously you can do this counting to 3, counting to 6, counting to any number. The point is that you are tuning in externally to the metronome and bringing it internal. If you are ready to make 2025 your best year yet of piano playing and to learn all of the practice methods that will truly accelerate your trajectory to confident musical expression, you're going to want to make sure to register for my free 4-day piano event, Piano Practice Lab. This event kicks off in January and we're going to hang out in Zoom and I'm going to teach you how to design a weekly practice routine that cuts through everything that wastes your time. You're going to learn what's effective, what's efficient, and what is not working. And in addition to the 4 days of Zoom classes, you're going to get a ton of other freebies as well. Pause the video, follow the link in the description, register for the event, and then come back and press play. I can't wait to see you there. Now, the next step, once you're comfortable just counting with the metronome, is that you're actually going to start to bring some note values into it. This means that we're going to clap the note values while our voice says the beat. So let's stay in 4/4 time like we were in before. And I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can start with basic quarter notes. Okay, now you can look at an example of quarter notes repeatedly, and that way you can actually visually see what these quarter notes look like, but you're just going to clap with every single beat because we are clapping quarter notes which get 1 beat. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Follow along. Keep doing it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can rewind the video as many times as you want and practice with me because sometimes it's very helpful when you're first starting to hear someone else's counting and to count along with someone so you really get that clear communication down. Now notice that my clapping and my counting was all in sync with the metronome. Again, I'm not before, I'm not after, I'm trying to tune in exactly with the beat. Now once you get comfortable with this, there's a couple of ways you can make it more challenging. I might change the tempo. So I might go faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I might go slower. And also I can start to look at different note values. So I might start to experiment with clapping half notes where I would be clapping and holding for the second beat. And that would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do the same with dotted half notes, with whole notes. And then to make it even trickier, I could do the same thing with eighth notes or 16th notes. So 1 and 2 and let me do my counting first. 1 and 2 and so I'm going to actually clap the eighth notes while the metronome is clicking the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This is getting quite advanced because now I'm actually taking the beat and subdividing it in half. So the metronome is clicking on the beat 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm subdividing with my voice. I'm counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and because I'm cutting that beat in half to match the eighth notes. Now you might spend a lot of time just on this step. You could spend weeks or potentially even months on this step, and that's okay. Any time that you spend doing this kind of practice is going to strengthen your internal pulse. It's going to strengthen your ability to lay those train tracks down towards confident musical expression. If you've learned anything from this video already, go ahead and copy the link, share it with a friend or on Reddit or on Facebook so that other piano players can also strengthen their internal pulse. Give the video a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I release videos like this on a regular basis and I don't want you to miss any of them. Hit the bell so that you'll be notified when they're released. Now, step 3 is finally when you get comfortable with the internal and external pulse and you feel like they are working together and you are counting out loud without struggle, then you can start to look at your piece of music. You can write the counting in your piece of music so you can visually see what you are counting, and you can start to take one measure at a time and clap and count out loud. And once you can comfortably and confidently clap and count your piece out loud, then you might start to even play and count out loud. So you might already be able to see how doing this kind of practice is going to save you so much money and so many hours. I have met countless adults who invest in courses or lessons and spend so much time at the piano trying to fix problems with all of these random solutions when really a lot of their issues could be solved by simply counting out loud with the metronome. If you're willing to put in a small amount of time each day to developing your sense of rhythm, it is not going to be time wasted. And in fact, you will develop as a musician so much faster. You're not alone in this journey. Almost every single piano player struggles with rhythm at some point or another. Just take Paul, who's another member of Casual the Confident Piano Player. You can see what he posted in our members only community about counting. He said, "My new mantra is counting out loud. I was struggling with a piece. My wife asked me if I was following all of Ashley's instructions." I love that. "Suddenly, the one thing I realized I wasn't doing was counting out loud. I thought that counting in my head was good enough. It's not. It's amazing how much progress I've made just by counting out loud. I hope everyone else is smarter than I." So everyone struggles, but as Paul says, you can get better. Now, if you haven't already reserved your free seat in the 4-day event Piano Practice Lab, you can go ahead and do that on the end screen. You get replays and a ton of other freebies as well. I'm going to link to this other rhythm video that is going to take what I taught you in this video even further and give you some additional exercises that you can use to strengthen your internal pulse. You can grab both here, right here on the end screen. Happy practicing.